Today we're going to tie Steindl's green Mudeye. This fly was developed in the 1960s for Lake Eucumbene, but I've recently found it quite successful at Lake Burbury in Tasmania. You're going to use a B170 size 10 as the hook. The tail consists of some Guinea Fowl. Now this particular one is a little bit long, so I'm going to use a technique where I can cut the feather fibres off and shorten them up and get the desired effect using larger feathers. If you're lucky enough to have some small Guinea Fowl feathers, just use them straight as they are. Body is green chenille. Very simple, just wrapped around the shank, and it's got a back of black chenille over the top. For the front legs stroke wing, we have the Ringneck Pheasant. It's a Covert feather. This one I've already prepared. I've taken all the fluff off from around the base and preened the fibres back so it's ready to tie in. The thread I'm using is UTC 70 Denier ultra thread. So we just tie some thread on in the usual method, starting around about 1/3 point at the front and just wrap it towards the bend, probably just a little bit short of the barb area. And what we're going to do here is just throw a small dubbing loop, lock it off and get the material out of the way. The reason why I'm going to do that is so I can slip the fibres of the Guinea Fowl, which I've already prepared, and I've popped those into one of these CDC Swiss multi-tools or multi-clamp, and it allows you to use feathers that, and as you can see, I've just sort of slipped that in there to keep that tight. And what I'm going to do is just spin my dubbing twirler up and keep it going until it starts to transfer the twist, and as you can see, you end up with a nice, basically a little hackle of the desired length, which is a lot shorter than the original feather that I had. So I'm just going to get my thread out of the way on the cradle and start wrapping this around the hook. Now you can start sweeping the fibres back as you go. Now what this effectively does is it leaves a little stub of material from where you've put the fibres into the loop, and this actually helps the fibres flare at the desired angle. So as you can see, it's starting to flare quite nicely, and I'll just keep brushing these back until I get the thread round. And I might just do one more wrap, and just basically unhook the thread from the cradle, get that out of the way, and catch your dubbing twirler thread off. Just going to bind those fibres back just a little, just to get the desired sort of flare. So as you can see, even though I had a rather large feather, I've now got the desired sort of length that I need for basically the tail come legs. Next we're going to tie in the case over the top, which is simply just the black chenille. Just going to catch that in, wind that back. You need to make sure that you have a little bit so you don't have any raw thread showing. So that's all we need to do with that one. We get the green chenille, same thing. We're just going to catch that in, and I'll wind those threads back, come forward. Now we're just going to wind a body of green chenille, and you want to do this quite tight. And that's all we really need to do with that one. Now you've got to leave enough room at the eye, because you've got to pull the black chenille over the top as well. Now, technique I've found quite useful is to cut off the chenille, leave a fair bit exposed. Just using a pair of tweezers, get rid of all the fluff from the chenille, so that you expose the core. I'm just going to grab the core now with my hackle pliers, and I'm going to unwind the thread that I just trapped that with, and by just getting the core around now, I'm just going to trap the core. So I'm not actually getting any bulk from the chenille. So I'm just going to remove the core, trim that off, and you have basically the body. Okay, so once we've done that, we're just going to basically pull the black chenille over, catch it down. Once again, I'm going to do the same technique here, just a couple of quick wraps to hold it down. Going to cut the black chenille off, unravel, or just using the tweezers, get rid of the fluff off the chenille to expose the core. Using my hackle pliers again, just going to grab hold of the core and unwrap the bit of chenille. Now if you need to, you can actually take just a little bit extra from the core to shorten it up. So that all you'll be tying down is definitely only the core. So as you can see, all I've caught there is the core, and simple as that. So you end up with a really nice, neat little head. Trim the core out. At this point, just groom your chenille and just get it to the right shape that you actually want. Now, next trick is we're going to tie the legs, come hackle in. Sweet. Trim off the base, hackle pliers, and we're going to see if we can get a few wraps around. And pretty much done. And then it's just a simple matter of wet finishing the head and your fly is complete. Drop a bit of head cement on it and it'll look really, really neat. And we have one Steindl's green Mudeye.